Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back. We are out here in the garage messing around with the Surron. A pretty talked about topic with these bikes is the sensors. And whenever I tried to do some research and look up like how to remove these sensors, there wasn't very much information on YouTube. There wasn't very many good videos about it. But I did find a pretty good amount of information on some Surron forums and a couple Surron groups on Facebook. And since there wasn't very many good videos on how to remove these sensors on YouTube, I figured we'd make one. So on the Surron, there's three main sensors to get rid of. First one being the kickstand sensor, which is right here behind the kickstand. Second one being the tip over tilt sensor, which is right here behind the controller. And last but not least is the brake sensor right here connected to the master. So a lot of people remove the brake sensor because it doesn't allow you to use the throttle and the brakes at the same time. I have not had that issue on this bike. I don't know if the 2023s are different or whenever we unlocked it and cut that wire, if that fixed it. But I can use the gas and the brakes at the same time on this bike, no problem. So we're gonna leave the brake sensors alone, and we're just gonna be removing the kickstand sensor and the tip over tilt sensor. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so if we come down here to the kickstand, turn you guys up a little bit so we can maybe see it a little better. It is this guy right here. This cable that comes out, this is your kickstand sensor. We're gonna go ahead and remove that nut, pull that sensor out of there, and then we gotta remove this bottom bash guard to unplug it. Okay, so instead of just keeping all this intact, it's probably a lot easier just to cut this wire and then back this guy out. Alright, so as you can see right here, this is where we broke the kickstand sensor off. There's two zip ties holding it to the little brace in between the frame here. Go ahead and snip those. So this goes up into this little wire loom here. Let's pull all this down. Cut those zip ties. Disconnect this here. I am going to go ahead and take some electrical tape and tape the end of this connector up so no dirt gets up into there. Bada boom, bada bing. So now that we got this kickstand sensor out of the way, before I put this bash guard back on, we're gonna go ahead and remove this controller so that way we can get to the tip over sensor. So we're gonna be removing this bolt here and the one at the top, and then repeat on the other side. Let's pull that out of the way. And then at the top of the controller, you can see there, we just removed that plastic mud flap. There's your last two controller bolts. Now after you get those two bolts removed, pull your controller back. So behind that bracket is the tip over sensor, and the wires come out of the left side and go up. So it's gonna be really hard to get to the connector and everything from right here. So what I'm gonna do is remove this bracket, and then we'll be able to access everything super easy. So go ahead and get your 4mm Allen wrench and remove these two bolts right here. One on this side and one over here. This guy should, oh, okay, so the tip over sensor is actually attached to this bracket. But, okay, here we go. Alright, so just go ahead and pull your tilt sensor, whatever you want to call it, pull it down, go right to this plug-in. And I'm also going to tape this connector up, even though it's buried up underneath the frame. Still gonna tape it up. All taped up. Now we can go ahead and remove this tip over sensor from this bracket. And now we can go ahead and reinstall this bracket and reassemble everything. Let me go ahead and tuck these wires back up underneath here like they were. So when you install this, make sure you install it with the holes to the lower side. I literally just installed it and put it in backwards. And also before I put these controller mount bolts back in, I'm gonna go ahead and put a dab of Loctite on each one of them. Just gonna try to make that a consistent thing with every bolt that I take out of this bike. I'm gonna put back with Loctite. Alright, now we can push this controller back up in here, make sure it's not pinching no wires, and get it bolted back in. Now we can go ahead and put this little mud flap guy back in. Alright, now that we got the controller back tightened down, we can go ahead and throw this bash guard back on. And just like that, guys, that is how you remove your tip over sensor and your kickstand sensor from your Surron. If this video helped you in any way or you learned anything from this video, please drop a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Surron content. I upload every Sunday and Thursday and I hope to see you guys there. Till next time, peace out.
Bye, have a great time.